Let me give some backstory first. I'm about to geek out. What's happening right now? Palantir, all this shit.
I thought you said Palpatine.
No, you die.
It's close enough though.
Because everybody who's never played it is saying it's a walking simulator. That carried over to me. I'm like, this is just a walking simulator. Knowing that this guy has created moments upon moments in my entire life in terms of gaming history and just like meaningful, impactful art. But yeah, some black nerd shit from me. I recently beat Death Stranding 2, a very decisive franchise, I'd say. Very controversial in the gaming sphere. Oh, come on, game sphere. Most people just think it's a walking simulator. If you haven't played it, I, for the longest time, thought it was a walking simulator. When I got my PS5, I finally am like, you know what? It's Hideo Kojima. Let me give some backstory first. Like I'm about to geek out. Let me give you some backstory. Hideo Kojima, bro, is one of those guys that to me, like, defines video games as being art.
Okay.
He is an auteur. He even admits himself, like, his obsession and love of movies and cinema and stuff kind of, I think, overtakes gaming. I'm pretty sure he should be making movies at this point.
His games are movies, though.
His games are absolute movies.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 4 holds the world record for the longest cutscene in a video game. It's like 70 minutes uninterrupted. It's the end of the game.
Okay.
And Metal Gear Solid 4 is the end of the timeline of Metal Gear Solid. But it's Kojima, bro. Metal Gear Solid, bro, is one of the most prophetic pieces of art. Period. Like, to give some context, me being a kid in the 2000s, like Metal Gear Solid 1 I really liked on PlayStation 1. And they each have a theme, right? Like Metal Gear Solid 1 is all about genes, genetics, and how you pass on genetics. Metal Gear Solid 2 is all about memes. Like, bro, I was in like the early 2000s before 9/11 or just after 9/11. I'm watching a cutscene which today still, if you just type in Metal Gear Solid 2 memes cutscene, they literally break down everything about the internet and where we were going in this video game I was playing.
Yeah.
Like, they had to take out the Twin Towers because it came out like just at that time, you know what I mean? And there was a lot of foreshadowing type stuff, which if you look at media around that time, there was a lot of that, you know, conspiratorial foreshadowing. But anyways, like Metal Gear Solid 2, bro, was one of the most profound things, and it pissed people off because you finally are getting a Metal Gear game on PS2 with PS2 graphics, and you think you're going to play a Solid Snake, and they do a bait and switch. It's like one of the most like well-known gaming bait and switches of all time. It's like you play a snake for like the first hour of the game, and then all of a sudden it's just a character who you've never seen before riding, and then you're this guy. But the whole game, once you get to the end of it, it's a subversion. Like, you realize you've just been replaying the whole events of MGS1 as this new guy because they're just creating, like, using the internet, creating these. I'm not doing it justice because I'm like overloading myself right now. Metal Gear Solid 3 was all about what was I don't remember the specific topic that it was tackling, but essentially it's like how military and all these structures and stuff, that's where they brought in the Illuminati, like the game's version, the Lale Lule Lo.
Okay.
Lale Lule Lo. Tell me about Metal Gear.
The La Boo Boos.
That killed me, bro. How they just use soldiers to freaking get things done, and essentially, like, the end of the game is one of the biggest revelations of all time. I don't even want to spoil it because I'm already kind of butchering what this game was even about.
Yeah, but
you realize in the end, just the amount of lies and hoops that they, you know, like the conspiratorial, the governments, the shadow people, all of them are willing to go through, just use and throw people to get as a means to an end. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, bro, one of the most beautiful and brilliant endings to a video game ever, bro. Like, ever. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which they just re-released. So if you're looking to get into that, Metal Gear Solid 4, bro, Guns of the Patriots, my favorite one, not everybody's favorite, but the really high, it's up there. Metal Gear Solid 3 is probably the most widely known or recognized as the best. Metal Gear Solid 4, talked all, and you got to remember, this is like on PS3.
Yep.
Like this is forever ago. They're talking about PMCs, like personal or private military corporations and stuff. Like the opening of the game, Snake is being redeployed, and the game came out, but they all came out in different like sequential order and timeline.
Okay.
So like Metal Gear Solid 1 isn't the beginning of the Metal Gear Solid timeline. And Metal Gear Solid 3 wasn't the third. Metal Gear Solid 4 is the end.
Yeah.
And then Metal Gear Solid 5 was like the beginning. But 4 was talking all about they deploy Snake back into combat. And he's sent to the Middle East. And in the Middle East, it's just, there's no like government soldiers. It's all private military. And like all the, like they all have nanotechnology in them. The guns you can only use with the nanotech, so you can't even unlock a gun unless you have the nanotechnology. And like, bro, again, what's happening right now? Palantir, all this shit.
What? Oh,
Palantir, and just you know
I thought you said Palpatine. I was like,
Palpatine. no, you die.
it's close enough though.
Close, bro. I'm pretty sure Palpatine is their muse over there. Like they got posters of this guy everywhere. Metal Gear Solid 5. Which goes and ties back into the it goes into nukes, like nuclear history and all that stuff. And there's other ones, the PSP and all that stuff. Like that's just the Metal Gear history.
Yeah.
So just to give you, like, I love Metal Gear. I love Hideo Kojima. I love the worlds he creates. The stories are top notch. Just because they're video games, like they play better than a lot of movies. Especially in their field, like espionage, like his main inspos are all cinema. So it's like the 007s, or this and that and this and that. I hear about Death Stranding. I'm watching it and I want to get into it. This is when it first came out. And there's nothing about it other than me knowing it's a Kojima game and I'm going to love the story. I'm like, this game looks terrible. And then everybody on the internet's just chirping. It's just a walking simulator. It's just a walking simulator. And that gets to me.
Yeah.
I go through the entire PS4, like to the end of the cycle without playing Death Stranding. And then Death Stranding 2 is being marketed and it's coming out. And I'm looking into it and it piques my interest, so I go back and like I pretty much spoiled all of Death Stranding for myself before I played it, and it still didn't ruin how actually incredible that game ended up being.
Okay.
Perception is nothing. It's not reality, yo. Because everybody who's never played it is saying it's a walking simulator that carried over to me. I'm like, this is just a walking simulator, knowing that this guy has created moments upon moments upon moments in my entire life in terms of gaming history and just like meaningful, impactful art. And finally, I got the PS5. I'm like, I got it for pennies, bro. I got the physical copy of Death Stranding 1. And finally, I'm like, let me get through this. And I can't lie, the first 3 to 4 to maybe 5 hours, you really are like
walking.
Well, it's walking, but like you're wondering what the hell you're doing with your time. There's
that's just to weed out the casuals.
I guess the pacing was off. Like the pacing was kind of atrocious, which a lot of people do also say. There's the ratio of gameplay to cutscene was just so off for the first however many chapters, and then it really started to even out. Like you could see, and I had the Death Stranding director's cut.
Okay.
So he actually went back and started adding and fixing a lot of that stuff already when they did the PS5 re-release. So I already experienced kind of the better version of that. And you can see where Death Stranding 2 is going because some of those ideas were trickling back into it. I still ended up loving the actual gameplay. Forget the story. The story is amazing. And it like, he's doing it again in the sense of, without kind of going into huge spoilers, but like connecting the world. This is like post-apocalyptic, essentially like America, the first one is the US. And he's a porter, which is delivery guys. And there's a bunch of delivery guys. And he's literally just reconnecting the remaining people that still exist in this reimagined, terraformed, completely destroyed, obliterated America. So they're connecting them via internet. And then in the second game, you almost start to question, should we have reconnected everything? Which we're already having the discussions about the internet again, going back to Palantir, social media and all this stuff. Like, it was amazing at the beginning. The internet was amazing and the promise of it was fantastic. And sure, there are so many benefits, but there's only so many people that are actually controlling this thing and they're kind of pushing us in a direction. And that's like some of the themes that these games tackle. And then just connection between people. Like it's beautiful storytelling. I sound like a loser. It's beautiful storytelling, man.
Yeah.
I don't cry at anything. Death Stranding 2 near the end, I didn't like tear up, but like I started to well up.
You felt it.
Oh, bro, and multiple times.
Yeah.
Like the last 5 hours of Death Stranding 2, multiple times. I'm like, whoa. but it's Kojima in the best ways. And to get off of the Death Stranding 1, once you get past those first few hours, it's so phenomenal, bro. And yes, there's a lot of walking, but like every video game, this is what I kind of got to understand. I'm like, every video game has traversal. Like this game just happened to make that the main gameplay loop.
Yeah.
Dude, it's one of the most addicting games I've ever played. Like the gameplay loop of the delivery system.
Yeah.
Like going from point A to and like making the trek.
Yeah.
I'd actually say some of that charm is lost in Death Stranding 2. They made it a much better game.
Yeah.
And they evened out the pacing beautifully. Like there's just way more action and it plays better. But some of that rustic
walking mechanics.
Some of that rustic charm, bro. I damn near use a vehicle like 90% of the game in Death Stranding 2. And I used it maybe 20 in the first one.
Okay.
And whatever that difference is, this sounds lame and pretentious and shit, but like in that walking, bro, the way it's constructed and the way like, because it's fully soundtracked and all that stuff, right? Like the way he has certain songs hit at certain moments while you just like struggle to climb up this mountain. Like it's weird, but it makes you think in a lot of ways. The downtime in the game, which is a part of the game, is making you actively think about what the game's trying to get you to think about. All of it is just poetic and amazing. Death Stranding 2, absolutely a better game. The story is bonkers. Probably the absolute most insane shit I've ever seen in a video game. Easy. I can say that easily. I don't even want to spoil it. Like the last 5 hours. You want to borrow it? Because I'm done with it now. But Ghost of Yote's coming in a month.
I know.
Oh, we're cooked, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Our careers, bro. Our careers. The script.
I would actually. Do you have the first one too, right?
I had the first one too.
I might want to borrow it,
bruh. They're worth it.
Yeah.
My God. I watched all the cutscenes from the first one before I played it, and it still did nothing to ruin the game for me.
Okay.
Kojima is just one of the best, bro. One of the best to me.
You know, I didn't really play many of the Metal Gear Solid, but I played a little bit of Ground Zeroes, and then I played a few hours of MSG5. MGS.
So you get MSG. Oh, you fat.
No, Master Square Garden. Okay, it's coming
up. You must be hungry. By the way, those are the absolute best playing Metal Gear games. Like the way they actually like you played 5, yeah?
Yeah.
Didn't it just play like controlled well?
Yeah, but then there's also like one of the things about games, and you know this from any game, it's like you got to learn how to navigate the menus. You got to navigate all the tools.
There's a lot of that.
And there's so much of that in MGS, right?
Yeah.
So
to be fair, MGS5 specifically, there was just a lot.
There's so much.
But there was a lot to do. And once you get used to it,
Yeah, so once you get used to it, it's fine. You take a break, you play some other games, you can come back. Oh, what do I do? You know what I mean? So I kind of fell off. Like I still have it. It's still in my library. But it's just a lot to go through, and I still have to play Black Myth.
Oh man! I'll end my little black nerd moment here with something you just touched on. Because MGS5 playing the best, it kind of made it harder to go back. That's why it's great that they're remastering like MGS3 and all that stuff. Which Konami and Hideo Kojima, who created the games, like they had a really rough falling out. And it was at the time of MGS5. That's the last game he made for them. They took his name off the box and all that stuff. Like it was a widely known controversy at the time of the release. And even to just recently, just the other day, he finally admitted, he's like, it's unfinished. The game is unfinished, which people have been complaining about for years. He's like, no, it's finished. He's like, nah, they effed me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Death Stranding 2 is like what so many have been dying for. Because Death Stranding 1 was missing that friggin' level of just addictive action.
Okay.
Espionage action, stealth action.
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2 literally picks up the ball. Like it's the MGS5 controls just refined.
Damn.
And Oh man, it's just so great, bro. It's just so great. Death Stranding 2, highly recommend, especially if you like Death Stranding 1. If you just think it's a walking simulator, but you're into games and you can't get past that, just try it. Like,
question: what's the horror level of this game?
It's not a horror game.
It's not a horror game.
No, it's a thriller, espionage.
Okay.
Like it's a very human story. You know what I mean? There are like a couple jump scares, but it's not a horror game. There's creepy stuff.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't ever classify.
No demons?
There's no demons and stuff. No.
Okay.
No. No. Oh man, this story. Oh man, I gotta stop. The best looking game I've ever seen. You like the game Death Stranding 2 starts and you think, oh, this is pre-rendered cutscenes, and then it just drops you in the thing. I'm like, I'm playing a photo. Like I'm playing a real video. It was we did it, bro. I'm so sorry. We're half an hour into this. Let's get into
this
some
guy
comedy
said 3 minutes. I knew he was lying.
Once I did this,
I know. I added 20 minutes right here.
Oh man,
20 minutes to
the
quick recap.
I think we're gonna skip that article. We could talk about that next week.
Which one?
We'll do a comedy recap and then we'll do the streets and then we'll get out of here.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we'll just keep that article up. I'm sorry.
Save for next season.
Bro, you've had the last 2 black nerd moments. Let me have one.
Let me
nerd out. But yes, this is a comedy podcast. Isn't it amazing? I opened the episode by saying, if you're a fan of comedy, this is the place to be. 30 minutes later.
Continues to go on the whole backstory of Metal Gear Solid.
12 hours later.
It's a story.
Hey, it's Hen Dog.
Black Zeus the Podcast Season 6, featuring Black Zeus and Dante, aka Black Zeus on YouTube, Patreon, and Instagram.